Yeah, hello guys. This is Osman Sise. Yes, I just wanted to do an update on the capital gains tax, and I shouldn't be even saying capital gains tax. I should be saying completing the transfer for our customers. To me, that's a better way. People are focused so much on this capital gains tax and so scared because they hear so many YouTubers. If you don't pay capital gains tax, you don't own the land, this and this. Man, I tell them some of those people they have never bought a land in the Gambia, probably never sold a land in the Gambia, so they don't even know land paperwork in the Gambia. So they just keep scaring people to death. Capital gains is important. Don't judge me wrong. You pay it to complete your transfer. To me, that's the better way to say it. When you buy land, make sure the transfer is complete. That means that it's completely out of the name of the buyer, sorry, the seller, and is completely in the name of the buyer. That means complete the transfer. And the only way you can complete, one of the big hurdles to complete that transfer is, of course, paying the capital gains tax. I guess that's why people are scared of that capital gains tax and they just keep pointing at it. But to complete that transfer, you have to deal with the CFO, and that CFO doesn't have to ask you if you pay capital gains tax or not. You have to deal with the alcalo, you have to deal with the governor's office, you have to deal with physical planning, you have to deal with all these players, the Birkama Area Council CEO. The only thing is that one person, the Birkama Area Council CEO, is not going to put a pen on that paperwork, on that transfer to complete it, unless you saw that proof that I have paid my capital gains. So hopefully this makes it a little bit clearer. So before I dive into what we have done yet and not do yet, and what we have done or haven't done yet, I just want to say that I learned few things about leasing, benefits of leasing, just by doing this paperwork. And that's the difference between, at least that I say, me and some of the other people that think they know about this land businesses in the Gambia. Is that, I like to research. Whenever something is not clear to me, I always like to learn. I talk to people. That's why I mentioned on the previous video that I spend countless hours talking to people in the Gambia, talking to people in office that are responsible for certain areas of land, so that I can just broaden my knowledge of land paperwork, and not just that, land law. And I'm not saying I know everything. I don't even probably know a quarter of land paperwork in the Gambia or land laws in the Gambia. It's a possibility, but I'm open to learning. And leasing, I mentioned in a previous video that one of the big benefits, and that's a big benefit, is that the government compensates you based on market value, fair market value, when they ever want to take that land for public use. And that's true. And freehold, they will pay you whatever they believe is that, or whatever they assess that value to be. And me and my wife owned a house in Alaska, and we owned a house here in North Carolina. And anybody who owned a house here in the US, you know that at the end of the year, or at least at some periods, you will get a statement from your county showing that your property is assessed at this value. Please look at that value and then go to Lending Tree or to a bank or something and tell them, or even call an appraiser to come and appraise that land for you or that house for you. You will see that the private appraisal is going to be way, way higher than what the county assessed that property to be valued at. So that's the same thing in the Gambia. So if you go, for instance, you have a land and you go to the fair market value and they said it's valued at 1 million. I'm just giving you an example. The county can come back, or the government of the Gambia can come back and say this house is valued at 400,000. And that's what they're going to pay you if it is a freehold. But if it is a leasehold, for them to take it, they have to compensate you for that 1 million. So hopefully that clarifies that. So the second point is that leasing, the benefit of leasing, as far as I'm understanding right now, based on this paperwork we have done, is that leased lands are the only lands that are registered at the Department of Physical Planning, local government and lands. Not physical planning. Let me take that back. They are the only lands that are registered at local governments and lands, local government and lands in the Gambia. So freehold lands will be registered at other places like the area councils. They will be registered at physical planning and all of that, but they are not registered at the local government and lands, as far as my understanding goes, based on this research. I could be wrong, but if anybody knows better, you can bring it on. I'm always willing to learn, and if I'm wrong, I will accept. But that's what I gain from doing this paperwork here. Another benefit of leasing that I have learned is that the banks will not accept any other land for collateral other than leased land, or at least some of the banks, or maybe most of the banks. And if they accept the other lands as collateral too, you will have to pay a heavy interest as compared to somebody that owns a leased land. So, that's why you have to see. That's why when I first started, people started asking me leased land, what is the difference between leased land and freehold? And I throw the question back to people and they keep telling me, oh, leased land, you own it for 99 years and the lease expire, you have to renew it. The freehold land, you own it forever, you don't have to renew it. If that's the case, then freehold land is better. Why do you have to pay so much money to do lease land? And I refuse to accept that scenario. I said there has to be a benefit of lease land. That's why it's expensive and it's hard to accomplish. And that's the difference between me and the other people. And I'm going to point that out. So that being said, I know I took about 6 minutes of this. So we'll dive into this stuff quick. I just wanted to point those out. So this is a demarcation map that I just got on the internet. It looks nice. Hopefully I can be able to do this at some point on a computer for our future projects. Okay, so this is just update on land paperwork in the Gambia. And this is just showing an Alcalo transfer that we did for one of our customers, and you can see the dates here. I'm not going to go over this. I want to zoom through this quick, but I just want to mention the day that we did the Alcalo transfer was May 28th. And then look at the physical planning paperwork, like 3 days later, 4 days later, we got it. And this is God honest truth, no deception whatsoever. So that tells you we are definitely doing good. And this is the sketch plan. So I'm not going to spend time on it. So this is the beginning of the capital gains. So we went to EcoBank and we paid the amount that we need to pay there. I'm not going to even get into those in this video. I just want to zoom in quick. You know what I mean? And this is the transfer paperwork that they give you. To complete your transfer, all these things have to be signed. And now they are all signed. This is the owner signed. This is the owner of the company, and you can read this at your own space. It is just saying we own this land. Now we are giving to this person. She signs or he signs. The witness, my witness, Musu signs. The buyer's witness sign. You see? Alcalo sign, Sefo sign, all these people sign, and the Birkama Area Council CEO sign somewhere here. That's the final signature, and that will not be signed until you pay the capital gains. Okay, so we'll move along. Okay, you see, this is what we discovered. This is a title deed. So we discovered that the best way to accomplish this transfer, and we can do it at a lightning speed, and we can now. I'm telling you, we can. I'm not going to explain the details here, but we have to go get a title deed, and this is prepared by a legal person in the Gambia. I drafted this myself here to do it without incurring that cost, and we take it to the offices, and they said, no, it has to be in this legal paper, and we have to even buy this specific paper. Yes, I wish they would have accepted what I have done, because I put most of this together. So I'm just going to move around. So you see, this is a legal paper. If you go back, it would have shown you that we are giving this person this land, and they gave us certain amount, and we agreed to that amount being given to us, and we are giving this land to these people, and it will show the measurement. So this is a legal document. So it has all these signatures. I'm not gonna go, and we have the lawyer who, or whatever, the legal person who did it for us also signs and all of it. You might say, why is the date not there? We leave the date until the day we pay the capital gains tax, and we put the same date on this one, which is the next day. We did this on the 21st, on the 22nd, we paid the capital gains tax. So you see, once we do this, we have a business. So we have a capital clearance, and I'm not gonna go into details of what is what. We got a clearance from the GRA, which is the Gambia Revenue Authority, showing that we have a business, and we pay the capital gains here. You see, we got all the stamps, and I'm not going to get into the details of what we have done. I want this video to be quick. Okay, so we come here, we go back to Birkama Area Council, and we pay our rates and all of that, because you need to do, for the folks in Jiboro, the rates are already paid. But for the folks in Sanyang, you did not pay the rates. So we have to go pay the rates. That and the capital gains paperwork, that's what you saw to complete that transfer. Have the Area Council CEO sign. So now we have learned something new. So now the legal person that's advising us here say, you know what, go ahead and take this deed, this title deed, which a lot of people have asked me before, title deed, why doesn't Gambia have title deed? We do. We are doing it the other way. Now we found a better way of doing this. So now we can go ahead and say, you know what, let's take your title deed and register it with the Department of Justice. And once you register that with the Department of Justice, any day it becomes necessary to lease that land, because you don't know. Like I told you, Jiboro right now, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, and anybody who wants to lease too can go and lease, but in my opinion, there's no need to lease there right now. Leasing is expensive. You know, you can just have the freehold. But let's say Jiboro start developing, and now you know that the government is going to need schools, they're going to need things. So you already have this legal paperwork, and I will show you. This is just the fees and payment to show that you want to register it with the Justice Department. You see, now this is showing that this land, this title deed is registered with the Department of Justice. So now we have put together and show you that, hey, not just that we have your land registered and complete the transfer, because when you complete the transfer, your stuffs are registered at physical planning, your stuff are registered at Birkama Area Council, something is at the governor's office, and all of these players. But now we are registering your property with the Department of Justice in the Gambia. So that means that you can go, and there's a SR number. It's on one of the papers. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but it's showing that you have an SR number that's registered, and that number is only equated to your name. It's only not equated, but it's only correlated to your name and the specific plots that you buy, and that's all going to be mentioned. And it's even mentioned on this paper somewhere that you have paid your capital gains tax. You have done everything you need to do to own this land, and it's showing that on that title deed that you register there, that you have paid me a certain amount, and I agreed that I have received that amount, and I agreed that because I have received that amount, I have given you this land. So you see, so you know what I mean. I'm just gonna show, this is one of our customers, so we just move along. This is saying second customer, it's the same thing. So I'm just gonna zoom through this passing the same May 7th, that's when we did their Alcalo transfer. May 24th, May 7th, May 24th, what is that? I don't even know. 17 days later, we got their physical planning stuff. So the same thing, I'm just gonna zoom in. So you see Birkama Area Council and all of that stuff. So you see this the transfer, it's complete, all the signatures are there. The same thing, we pay the rates. Birkama Area Council, the same thing, we got our clearance that we have a business and we can go ahead, and this thing, this document here, give us the authority to be able to go and do the capital gains at a lightning fast pace. Yes, so you see, we paid everything we're supposed to pay, and the same thing, we go ahead and get them their title deed. I'm not going to read this word for word, and then we register their stuff with the Department of Justice. So now the only thing that's left with these people is to have their occupancy, certificate of occupancy. If you see the other one, it says certificate of transfer, land transfer, or transfer of land certificate. But the other one is going to say certificate of occupancy. That's just telling the government what you're going to use that land for. You know what I mean? So I will leave it at this. You know what I mean? If anybody wants to deal with us, you have to be patient until we get the other occupancy ready. You know what I mean? Until we complete the occupancy for these two customers. Once we complete the occupancy for these two customers, we will definitely 100% go ahead and post that we have completed everything, and then we will talk to the customers and tell them, hey, this is how much it's going to cost you to do all this paperwork for you. You know what I mean? Most of the forms and things, those are fixed prices. We'll tell you that's what it is. This is our cost for getting up and going left and right to these places and making sure we get it for you, and not just get it for you, but on a timely manner. And I'm telling you, once we start doing this, it's going to be fast. It's going to be lightning fast. I believe that. You know, we have shown that we can do this stuff quick. And I told one customer that once we start doing it, I will believe that if you pay us today, within a couple of days, we'll pay the capital gains tax. The thing that's going to take a little longer, and I want to clarify that, is after you pay that capital gains tax, you know, you have to apply for a sketch plan again to start the occupancy. That sketch plan goes to the person that drafts it and put it back again for approval, and that can take a little time. So we are looking at that. Usually it takes us 3 weeks to get our physical planning paperwork. We are hoping that it's not going to take 2 weeks to get the other one, since there is already one there. We are even trying our best so that once we put it there, it's not even a week. But even if it takes 3 weeks, we put it 1 to 2 days, we pay your capital gains tax. Within 3 weeks, we put this in and get your new physical planning. And once we get that, we lightning fast, we get your occupancy. So we should be able to do this fast. And I think our dates that are on this have shown that we can do this. I'm sorry that we have a couple of customers who are in such a hurry, and then we have to recall their stuff. Their stuffs are coming, and just like I stated, once somebody said they don't want us to do it and they took their stuff, we are not going to accept it again, because this is a lot of work for us, and we are not going to be benefiting a lot from this, because this is not like we are selling land. So we are not going to be benefiting a lot from this. So if anybody takes their paperwork, we are not mad. We'll be glad to get it back. So as a matter of fact, only 6 people have paid fully and get their paperwork, 6 plus 2. So you know what I mean. And so I look at it as, 2, 3 are getting their stuff back. So we have about what, 5 or so, 4 or 5, because one of the folks is us, me and my wife. So we have probably 4 people. So those 4 people, they know who they are. If they want to recall their papers, we'll gladly bring it back. The only thing we have promised 100% on our contracts are to get you your Alcalo transfer and your physical planning transfer, the first one, and we have done that. The other one, we said we'll help you out with that, and we know not now, we are not even going to say help. We are going to do it for you if you can pay the cost. So I will leave it at that, and I just want to end here by saying thank you to all of our customers. And you know what I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but folks that have owe us money, you know what I mean, it will definitely help our company if we have people paying steadily every month, rather than just sit there for over a month and a half and haven't paid anything. So that definitely hurt our bottom line when it comes to cash flow. Yeah, but we wrote the contracts like that, so this is not like a you know what I mean, it's not like we are demanding, we are just begging. We are a small company, and also the folks that are calling us every day and putting pressure, I need this, I need this. I think it would have been nicer if they put a little bit support towards us. We are a small company, we just started right now, and we have 2 full-time employees in the Gambia, 2 part-time employees. I think that's a big accomplishment. And also to look at it as me, the owner of this company, you know what I mean, I'm yet to get a paycheck, you know what I mean, but I keep believing in this company, and I keep believing it's going to be something big. And every dime I make here, I take something out of that dime and I send it to the Gambia to make sure that this company keeps going, and so that to make sure that our customers, we are giving them what we promise. And another thing that I want to point out here before I close this, you know what I mean, we see a lot of companies are selling, even in Jiboro area, 20 by 20, 125, 130. You know what I mean? We could have done that. So many people have told me I'm selling this land very cheap. And I said, no, to me, that's my plan, is to be able to go and fight for the folks that are out here, to bargain these lands as much as I can and to get them as reasonable as I can, so that the price is not mighty high. And I can give you guys examples. There is one place that we are seeing right now in Mandinaba, and they are charging us 2.5 million, and it's just 100 by 100. You get 20 plots out of that. A lot of people are telling me, buy it and we can sell it for 200 a plot. That's the only way you can sell it to get profit, because if you buy it at that amount, your cost is already 125,000 per plot, and you haven't even gone to capital gains, clearing, pegging, all the labor that you put in, all these expenses that you put in before you even get to sell it, promotion and all of those stuff. So, but I'm fighting. I said, no, we cannot do that. That's way too much. We are fighting. We are getting every day. Our team is going in and out to locate the lands that we can get at the most reasonable price, so that when we bring stuff here, it's going to be reasonable. And we don't go and say, we bought this land so cheap, we are going to go sell it so expensive and make 100% profit. We have a margin that we put on every land, and we say, we buy it for this. This is our margin. If we get it, we are happy people. But that being said, you know what I mean, we are walking our tails off. This is what we have done, and we should be getting that occupancy done very soon here. And the folks that are patient, I'm telling you, we are ready, and we'll get you this paperwork in no time. That being said, you know what I mean, I have to be honest too, this paperwork takes a lot of time, and we have to go bring in some more staff to be able to do this legwork, because we are the Alcalo leaves, we are the Safo leaves. You have to go to Banjul, you have to go to Birkama, they are left and right. So if we want to do all of this thing, it cannot be done by only two staff that I have there. So we cannot get it at a lightning fast pace with only two staff. So we have to hire more people, and given that now we have a legal aspect to this, that's going to be another cost. But we'll put all this thing together, and then we'll tell people this is what it's going to cost you. And definitely anybody who pays us will see that we will do this very, 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 very fast. I did not intend for this video to get to 20 minutes, but it's at 21 minutes. So I'll stop it here and say thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Till next time, you all have a wonderful day, night, maybe morning. I don't know. But thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bye.